All right. Oh, I know. You want to see everybody? You want pickup time? I got you. Let's show everybody. Let's show you off. Oh. Pretty great that my sacrum just popped. Here's pie today. I know that there's that pug out there that has like the bones or no bones day, but I'm just gonna go ahead and guarantee that every day is a no bones day for Miss Pie here. And we're gonna try to bring that no bones energy into this class today. Huh, we wanna feel nice and stretchy in our hips. Where are you gonna go? You gonna go on your mat? Head over there on your mat, baby. And we'll see who comes. We'll welcome everybody in. Still got a decent amount of time before class starts, but I always like to come on early. Hey, Nicolette. Good morning. Hope you're doing well. I'm still eating this apple, so if you don't mind that I crunch and munch while we chat and get going for class. Welcome, welcome. Hope everybody's doing well today. I hope the apple ASMR isn't too much. I don't want to block pie. I'll go right here, where the sun is bright. Hi, Stephanie. Yay. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Now I feel like I really want to get cozy. Oh no, yep, kitten things. That's what cats do. At least some of them. Pie was really good when she was a kitten. She was not too troublesome. I am good, Stephanie, thank you. I'm doing really well today. I got a lot of good sleep last night. Feeling good about today. Excited for this class. I'm excited to teach a private after this to a lovely new client of mine. And then keep finishing some projects that I started yesterday. On our house, we have this big like horizontal wood slat frontage. And we really needed to like sand it, clean it, stain it. And so we did the first two yesterday, sanded and cleaned it, and I'm so excited to stain it today. So we'll see if I stain. I might stain. Or maybe I'll just do other things. Who knows? Who knows? And if you're just coming in, welcome. Feel free if you want, you can bust this out and just view it through YouTube so that you can participate in the chat. That's always fun. You can tell us how you are. You can tell us where you're from. Yeah. Oh, that was the chair. That was not my back, I promise. But I'm sure my back is going to be making sounds like that today as well. Welcome everyone. I always like to give it just a little time after class starts because I know some people hop on a little late. So before we get going, I just want to make sure I let you guys know about my workshops that I have coming up in Los Angeles. I know a lot of you know me from there, and I'm taking a little adventure home. I'm teaching a retreat for boarding for breast cancer, and then I'm going to travel up to Los Angeles and teach some workshops at Soho Yoga. So if you're interested in taking an inversion workshop with me, that will be on Sunday. I believe it's the 23rd. I'm like, let me open it up and make sure I'm saying this right. I'm so professional, like as if, yeah, Sunday the 23rd. So that'll be at 2:30 in the afternoon, okay? It's gonna be a little bit warm and heated in there. Hey, Jelena, hey, Shayla, good morning. So that will be an inversion workshop that I'll be teaching. It's going to be very hand balancy focused, but that doesn't mean there's gonna be plenty of inversions like down dogs or forearm stand, headstand, things like that for beginners up to intermediate, because I just consider handstands a very advanced thing. And then the very next day, it'll be Monday, it'll be October 24th. I'll be teaching a sculpt class at noon. I'm not ready for it. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna be just ready for it. Just enough ready to hoot and holler at all you guys for 50 minutes straight. And then right after that, I'm teaching a master class. And the master class is just gonna be like a power class like we do today, but just expanded and longer. It's gonna be for an hour and a half, and that's gonna be at 1:15. So I know it's a little bit of a weird class time, 1:15 to 2:45. So if you guys can make it, I would love to see you in the flesh, in 3D. You can sign up for those at sohoyoga.com/workshops. I'll drop it into the chat. You can check it out. Shayla, Jelena, I hope you two are doing good today. Miss you both. Glad we're all here again. I'm like, hopefully that hyperlinks. Yay, I think it did. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Jasmine, good morning. Good morning, everyone, welcome. 5 days till wedding. Everybody send all the good vibes out to Jelena for her wedding. I know they can be really stressful. And you can just be like, holy shit, ah! Even if you're not organizing the whole thing yourself. That's why I had a very tiny wedding. And it was still a lot of organization and stress. So let's talk about what we're gonna do today. I promise I'll get us going here in a minute or two. All this month, we're gonna be working on legs. Legs as your foundation. So anytime we're doing any kind of movement, whether that's yoga asana, whether that's gonna be dance or martial arts, running, walking, swimming, I guess I could consider swimming, you know, the legs being a foundation to that movement, especially because you'll be kicking or frog legging. I'm like, it's been a really long time since I competitively swam, so don't come after me on that description. So like I said, we're gonna be working on the legs as foundation. So a lot of this is going to be strengthening, and a lot of this is going to be stretching and elongating. And what I want you to just take notice of is that even though this class will be lower body focused, hopefully it's going to free up some things in the upper body too, because sometimes the thing that's holding us back from being comfortable enough to do a handstand or a headstand or downward facing dog is often what's going on down here. It's not in the upper body of the arms like we often associate it with. So today we'll be going lateral movement. So if you are familiar with Cossack squats, very similar to Skandasana, and I want to work into some, wow, Pi is doing the roly potato dance here in the corner. Like I was saying, I was distracted by the floof, is that we're going to be working on a shape called Birds of Paradise. So it's a big hip opener, it's a balance on one foot, but we're gonna get you as warmed up as we possibly can. So things I recommend having for this class, I have them back here, of course, an emotional support animal. 2, a blanket for your knees or double padding your yoga mat. I got a couple blocks, gotta have the blocks, and then if you need it, being close to a wall. Those things can be really, really helpful. Yeah? I gotta show you the pie view. Let's go to pie view. I'm like, let me open up this camera real quick. I don't think she'll actually be in frame for this. Nope, you just get a foot. That's all you get. Just one little rabbit foot. Pie, you're fucking cute and I love you. So let's get started. Meet me on your mat if you haven't already. I'm gonna close down this audio because we don't need that. And let's get started in a Baddha Konasana. So seated position, feet together, knees wide. Yeah? I know, we're gonna get started. So I'm just gonna be facing towards the front of my space. All you're gonna get is a bunny foot, okay? And I want you to sit up nice and tall and feel your sit bones as your foundation right here. You can hang on to your feet, hang on to your shins, hang on to your knees, whatever is best for you. And I want you to take a big breath in, feel your spine elongate. And exhale, keep that height, just emptying all the air out of your lungs. Again, let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, grow a little taller. Exhale, evacuate the lungs. Last one like that. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, evacuate the lungs. Now on your next inhale, I want you to lean a little bit forward. And with your exhale, round the spine and work down towards your feet. Again, inhale, lengthen out through the spine at that angle. And exhale, work deeper. Maybe you even take your hands onto the ground in front of your feet. I'm working to my forearms. We're just gonna keep kind of waving our spine up and down until we can get to our maximum depth in this Baddha Konasana. Let's do one more. And then we're gonna hold this position. Try to notice if you're holding any tension in the back of the neck, into the head, into the shoulders. And just focus on directing your breath to your back and to your hips. Nice, let's spend one more breath here. And then we'll roll ourselves all the way back up. And let's adjust our feet to the outer edges of our mats. We're going to do windshield wipers, and you can do your windshield wipers from nice up and tall seated position. Or if that just feels a little bit too strange on your sit bones, or you're just feeling not ready for sitting up, then you can take your hands behind you. Just starting to move through the hips a bit. Last 3. Last 2. Let's keep both of your knees over to the left-hand side on 1. Now, if you're seated up nice and tall, I want you to just adjust yourself a little bit so you're kind of leaning back on that left hip. You can either be on the hand or, if you prefer, all the way back on the forearm. Really up to you. We're actually going to warm up our shoulders here. So I want you to reach your right arm forwards, Take it up and around, opening up your chest to the ceiling. God, that feels so good on my chest and on my shoulder. Let's reverse the circle, other way. Good, we'll do 2. And finish off that last one, bringing you back up onto your seat. Now listen, with your right leg, I want you to lengthen it out and extend it towards the top corner of your mat. Take the left sole of your foot to the right inner thigh. Don't feel like you want to square over your leg right now. I just got a little bit of openness because I want to get into this left side body real quick. So left arm reaches up, take a breath in. And with your exhale, let's side stretch up and over towards your right hand side. Don't worry about touching the leg right now. If that happens already, you're feeling good, then be my guest. But we're just kind of starting out the process. Great, we'll do one more round of breath here. And then let's take you all the way back up. Listen, I want you to point that right toe, replant the left hand or forearm if your wrists aren't feeling ready for this right now. We're gonna lift our hips, push, 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 push them forwards and get a big reach through that right arm. Just here for 3. Nice, last 2. And 1. Let's bring it all the way back around. My hair has come undone. And we're gonna go into the other side. So, starting from your windshield wipers, either with the arms behind you or seated up. Yes, we're going for another round. All I want to do right now is to grab this breathing carpet in front of me and drag her onto my mat. Pi, you're so cute. I can't stand it sometimes. All right, the next time you make it over to your right-hand side, let's stay there. Again, either hand or forearm if you preferred that. And we're going for our arm circles. I like to start with moving the arm behind me first. For some reason, that's just always feels like the tightest part of my shoulders. We need our shoulders to be nice and warm for those birds of paradise moves at the end. Let's reverse the circle. Great, last 2. Last one, bring yourself all the way back up. Let's straighten your left leg out towards the upper hand corner and then adhere the right sole of the foot to your left inner thigh. Yes, Pi. We're going for our side body stretch. So again, I'm going with this angled out approach and we're gonna try to reach over any amount. Lengthen out the arm any amount. Maybe going a little bit deeper. One last breath here. Let's bring us all the way up. Plant the right hand behind you. Again, you can go to forearm if you did it on the other side. Lift through your hips. All right, fantastic job. Let's bring you back down. We're gonna square off to the front, and I want you to choose your method of getting forwards onto all fours. So if you like to do those rocks and rolls, bring the legs into a bend, start to work up and down the length of your mat, yeah? If you don't want that, you just wanna cross your shin bones, roll over yourself, go for that. We're going to meet on all fours tabletop position. So head there. I'm gonna secure my hair. You get to that shape. I'm like, do I even have, or am I just, oh yeah, I do, great. Got some bobby pins. And once you make it onto all fours tabletop, do any spine and hip warm-ups you like. Cat-cows, Pie's favorite, of course. Barrel rolls. So scooping out the inside of that peanut butter jar with your torso. You can add on some hip swivels. It can be anything you want. It can look a lot of different ways. Kind of doing a combo approach is my favorite. Now, if you're doing something in one direction, be sure you switch that direction at some point. Now, maybe if I'm inspiring you to do so, because you've got 20 more seconds to go. There, now I'm ready for class. Brr. Brr. Hello. Boop. All right, once you finish off both sides, you've got all the directions you need. Meet me back in center. Now you can walk the knees a little bit forward. We're gonna peel the heels of the hands up off the ground, including your thumbs, and then lower them back down to the ground. Repeat that process up and down. Stretching out the bottoms of your hands. So essential for everything that we're doing here. I'm like, let me just clear the cat hair off of my mat. Man. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now let's turn your hands out to the right and the left-hand side, fingers off the edges of your mat, and I want you to move laterally, side to side. Nicely done. Let's take you back to center. And let's see if we can go both hands into full external rotation, or you can just stick with one. Something else that you can do here is lean back, peeling the heels of the hands up, or you can just bend one elbow at a time and re-elongate, yeah? Bend and re-elongate. Good shit for everybody. All right, let's bring your hands back to neutral. Make sure that the feet behind you are tucked, and I want you to have a seat on your heels. Roll out your wrists a little bit or shake out your hands, just get some blood flow back to them. All right, and then let's take ourselves forwards. We'll step back into high plank as a foundational shape for our downward facing dog. Push away from the mat, feel that protraction across the shoulders, lengthening into the tailbone, butt is engaged, quads are on. Take an inhale, peer over the edge of your mat, and then pull the navel in towards the spine, pike up and back into downward facing dog. Right away, we're gonna move from here. I want you to lift up your heels, roll forward with the abs into your high plank, and then take it back into downward facing dog. You can pike your way back like I did there. You can also bend the knees and slide back. Whatever you prefer. You can find your own path. Let's go 10 more seconds. Last 2. Last one, let's take us all the way forwards into high plank and then slowly down onto our stomach. Try to really pace that out nicely. And then once your stomach is down, bring your arms in front of you like you're going into hide and go seek. Bend into your right leg. Nice. Now keeping the leg in a neutral position, I want you to just wing the right leg out to the side. Hope that makes sense. Maybe a closer view will help a little bit. So again, it just wings out. A bit of an internal rotation into that hip socket. You can place your forehead onto your forearms. Good, we'll do 2 more just like this. And then I want you to open up the hip out to the side and slide it into a half army crawl position, yeah? Now you can stick with it just like this out to your side, or you can also straighten out the leg if you have space. I'm kind of at the perfect position. I can place my foot right onto my wall. We're just hanging out here for 2 more breaths. And then let's bring it back around. Lengthen the right leg nice and long. Bend into your left leg. And then do those little internal rotations like I told you to do on the other side. Not meant to get a big feeling from this unless you do. Just doing a little bit of sacral mobilization here. Also, anytime I'm on the ground, I'm always like, Jesus Christ, I need to vacuum. Anybody else? Looking around like, oh yeah, could use a little baseboard dusting, a vacuum, and probably an exorcism. All right, last 2 of these little external rotators. And then we're going to take your left leg and we're going to bring it around the outside into that half army crawl. You can hang out right here. You love it. You feel good. Or if you did it on the other side, you can extend out the leg if you have the space. This always feels so good. All right, let's bring you back around, lengthening the leg out back behind you. And let's warm up your backs a little bit more. Hands are gonna come by your side body, palms onto the ground. Let's do some cobras. So peel up your heart and your head. Now, instead of the hands just being kind of off or floaty, I want you to literally dig the heels of your hands into the ground and let that give you maybe an inch of lift and a hell of a lot more engagement into your lats and subscaps, okay? Release, breathe, walk the hands back a little bit, and repeat. Lift, dig the heels of the hands in, and release. Breathe, we're going for 1 more. Walk those hands back a little bit, elevate, dig in, use that engagement to maybe lift a little bit more. Nicely done. Take yourself all the way back down. If you're in a good 90 degrees like I am now, maybe you use that same engagement to peel up, work into your upward facing dog. Maybe you want to turn the hips a little bit right and left. Keep the heels on the ground, do a little bit of a leg pedal. In 5 seconds, we're going to make our way back into down dog, and then we're going to start the meaty part of this flow. Great, downward facing dog. Let's head there, pike the hips up and back. Reset with a breath in and a breath out. Let's lift up your heels. Bend your knees, look to the front. Travel to the front, meet me in a halfway lift, lengthen out through the spine, walking the hands up onto your shins if you need it, and then fold back forwards. Let's rise all the way up to standing. Once the arms make it up above your head, I know my hands are just kind of barely out of frame, but I'm gonna grab my right wrist with my left hand, and I'm gonna lengthen up and over and take a quick side body stretch to my left. Nice, bring it back to center. Let's do the same thing other side. Grab your left wrist up and over to the right. And then let's take it back to center. Inhale, re-extend the arms, maybe you look up. And exhale, forward fold, take it down. Halfway lift, again, walking everything up. And then let's plant your hands, step back, and let's go through chaturangas. You can glide forward, lower the knees to the ground, bend your elbows to 90. You can return to those cobras, or you can work through your upward facings. Downward facing dog. 2 breaths. Intentional breaths. 1 more. Heels high. Bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, front of your mat, half lift. Exhale, fold. Rise up to standing. Settle in with your exhale, grab your right wrist. Inhale, side stretch, open over to your left. And back to center. Inhale up and over to your right. And back to center. Release the wrist. Inhale, look up, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Nicely done. Halfway lift. And with your exhale, plant your hands, chaturangas, you know the drill. Know that you can start to work in your hop backs. If you're hopping back, again, get that little bend into your knees. Push into the ground. Land with your bent elbows. Urdhva Mukha. Adho Mukha, downward facing, 2 breaths. Inhale, heels up. Exhale, knees bend. Look to the front, halfway lift. Now you can start hopping. Halfway lift, and with your exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up to standing. Settle in and grab your right wrist. Inhale, side bend to the left. Last one. Exhale, center. Inhale, side body, other side. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, release the arms, look up, reach up. Maybe you even add in a bit of a back bend. And exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Again, hands become your foundation now. Little bend, hop, upward facing. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, let's reach up your right leg. Keep it nice and square and straight. Does not have to be super high, right? Just focus on that feeling of stability into your left leg. Take an inhale. Exhale, let's bring the right knee in towards your chest, squeeze. Let's try that 2 more times. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, knee to nose. Last one, inhale. Exhale, knee towards your nose. Squeeze it in tight, flex your foot. Step through into low lunge. If it didn't make it underneath your chest, know that you can step and move the foot there. Now I want you to dip the hips down, open up the chest to the front of your space. This is your breath in. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Halfway lift, lengthen. And with your exhale, forward fold. Hairpin fell out. Inhale, chair position, bend into your knees. Reach your arms towards the upper hand corner of your space. Dive in just a little bit deeper. Again, 1 more breath in. Exhale, let's do open hand twist to your right. Right arm back, left arm forwards. Notice if your left knee just slid forward, bring that puppy back into place. Dive a little bit deeper into those thighs. 1 more breath in. And breath out. Inhale, come back into your chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, lengthen and listen. Exhale, step your left foot back so that you're back into that low lunge. Nicely done. Push into the ground, lengthen out through your right leg, get a hamstring stretch. Good, rebend into your front knee, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Now you can add in your single-legged. Upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Reset with your breath in and your breath out. opposite leg lifts. So left leg is lifting up towards the sky. Dang, my hamstring's feeling tight today. Take an inhale. Exhale, bring knee towards your nose. Get that nice squeeze, that push. 2 more like that. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, squeeze it in. 1 more. Inhale, leg high. Exhale, knee in towards your chest. Push away from the ground, flex the foot, step through. Again, if it doesn't make it there of its own accord, don't be afraid to grab it and move it. Now dip your hip flexors towards the ground. Try to stay kind of square to the front. Inhale, breath. Exhale, step right foot forward, standing fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hello, hamstrings again. And with your exhale, forward fold. Now into our chair pose we go. Bend into your knees. Reach the arms towards upper hand corner. Open twist to the left. Left arm goes back, right arm goes forward. Again, knee slippage happens. Try to resist. Bend a little bit deeper. Twist like instantly, make my body temperature go up like 5 degrees. Inhale, take it back to your chair. Sit a little bit deeper. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and listen. Exhale, step right foot back. You're back into your low lunge. Open chest to the front 1 more time. Exhale, hamstring stretch, pull it back. Nicely done. Rebend into your front knee, breath in. Exhale, chaturanga. You can add on that single-legged variation, upward facing. And with your exhale, taking it back into your downward facing dog. Now I want you to take a 5-breath reset on this one. Full, complete inhalations and exhalations. Any of the work that we can do here, where we've got our shoulders in that flexion, we've got our legs working length, is a good thing to have in this class. We're gonna start working those hip openers, binds, in 2 more breaths. Giving you another breath so I can secure my hair yet again. Great, last one. And we start with the right leg. Right leg lifts. This time I want the hip to open, but the left leg to remain relatively unchanged. Also let the shoulders remain unchanged. Push equally into both of them, even though the hip positioning has changed. Re-square the leg, lengthen it out, breath in. Exhale, knee towards your nose. Great, inhale, leg high again, keep it square. Knee to nose. 1 more like that. Knee to nose, step it through low lunge. Hip opens to the front, breath in. Exhale, step to the front, fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Chair position, inhale, breath. Open twist to the right. Again, inhale back into chair. And with your exhale, forward fold. Ardha, halfway lift. Exhale, low lunge, left foot steps back. Inhale, open up chin and chest to front. Exhale, get into that hamstring stretch. Pull back, lengthen out through your right leg. Nicely done. Rebend into your front knee. Here's the change. Pivot both of your feet so that now you're facing the center of your mat into a wide-legged fold. Bend into your knees 1 at a time so that you're laterally moving to your right and your left-hand side. I know that doing it from this position is a lot deeper, but we're trying to focus on the inner thighs here. Last 3. Last 2. Bump your hips up and over to the right. Return back to the front lunge. So notice my feet pivoted with me. Push into the ground, move through your high to mid. Upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Left leg lifts. Exhale, open up the hip. Shoulders and right leg remain unchanged. Just breathe. Keep pushing away from the ground, strong arms. They will thank you later, I promise. Now let's square everything off. Lengthen out through your left leg, knee to nose. 2 more. Last one leads to a step through. Inhale, open up chest to front. Exhale, step forward. Halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Chair position. Open twist to your left. We weren't here long. Inhale, back to chair. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Low lunge, right foot steps back. Open up chest to front. Exhale, hamstring stretch, pull back. Nice and long through that left leg. And then we'll rebend into your front knee. Here we go. We're gonna pivot yet again to the side. And we're gonna move laterally from right to left. Now I'm keeping my feet in parallel and flat on the ground. I know in traditional Cossack squats or in Skandasana, we're turning the feet, but we're not there yet. We're trying to stay flat right here. Last 3. Last 2. And you're back over your left leg on 1. Pivot intelligently. Push away so you can go high to mid. Upward facing. And downward facing dog. Yet another 5 breath break, which you can take from your down dog. Add difficulty by turning it into a dolphin position. I can't tell you how helpful that shape is for building your shoulders and building a lot more length into your legs, yeah? Especially once you start to be able to push the shoulders back in that position, super, super helpful. We got 2 more breaths. Great, let's bring you back up onto down dog. And we got 2 more rounds of this with differences each time, so stick with me. Right leg lifts. Hip opens. If you're striving for a little more depth, bring a forearm back into the mix. Lower your left forearm down. My mat is ever so slightly slippery. I guess I'm just not sweaty enough for this Lulu mat right now. Maybe we need to change that. Let's square everything off. Lift up the left elbow, knee to nose. Leg high, knee to nose. Let's do 3 more. Pull it in. Last 2. Last one, bring that knee in towards your chest. Step through, open up the chest to the front. Inhale, breath. Exhale, step forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Chair position, bend into your knees. Reach the arms upper hand corner. You can stick with the open heart twist or bring your hands to heart center and work the rotation through prayer. So in this prayer twist, you can connect your elbows to the center, to the outside, or if there's a compression issue, you can always take a block, place it on top of your thighs to make your life a lot easier, yeah? Hold that twist, keep breathing, you got this. Last 3. Last 2. And 1. Nicely done. Let's bring you back to center. If you are in an open twist, bring your hands to heart. Come all the way up to standing. Balance on your right foot and lift up your left. Doesn't have to be crazy high. Just want you to get used to the balancing here for a second. Take 1 inhale. And with your exhale, release the hands and step back into a high lunge. Both arms are going to reach up. Inhale, breath. And with your exhale, lengthen out through the right leg. Bring hands to the ground. Hamstring stretch. Let's rebend into the front knee. Bring you back up into your high lunge. And then open up into a warrior 2. Inhale, reverse warrior, just to get some space into your side body. And with your exhale, let's bring it into side angle. Elbow can rest on the thigh, hand can come down to the ground, left arm is going to reach up. Now here's where I'm going to start offering some shoulder binds. Left hand can wrap around you. This is your step 1. Maybe hand finds the inner thigh, maybe it just rests at your low back. This is great. If you're looking for more, say your hands are down on the ground right here, you can go for full bind, internal rotation with your right arm, works behind you, grabs for the wrist, and you lean back into that leg. Great, we're here for 3. Last 2, I know this is a tough one for the legs. And 1, release all your binds. Bring yourself back to your warrior 2 position. Push through the right leg, and then let's turn your feet so that both of them are facing towards the front of your space. So originally we were in that kind of like halfway lift folded position. And here we're coming in from a standing. So let's work on Cossack squats. Lateral squats from side to side. I'm going to start towards my left leg. So as I move, I'm just going to kind of pivot on my heel here and push back up to center. Yeah? Something I want you to be mindful of. Try the first couple really slow. When you shift your weight into your weight-bearing leg, so I'm kind of moving here towards my right, notice if your knee pitches inwards. Think about rolling outwards and leaning towards the outer edge of your foot. We want to have good habits. Last 3. Last 2. And let's hold the bend into your right hand side for 3, for 2, and 1. Pivot it to the front and find your choice of exit. That can be stepping this right foot back. If you're interested in doing something a little more exciting, you can work towards like a standing split at the front, handstand hop your way back. Still ends up being a single-legged variation. Reset, breath in, my loves. And breath out. Left leg lifts, hip is gonna open. And if you chose for extra depth on the other side, lower down to your right forearm. Great, you're almost done. We're practically done with class. Bring yourself back up, knee to nose. Again, leg high, knee to nose. 3 more. Last one. Step through, low lunge. Open the chest to the front, inhale, breath. Exhale, step it. Halfway lift. And with your exhale, fold. Chair position. Either your open heart to the left or right elbow towards the left thigh. Now I went over it on the other side. Elbow can go between your legs on top of a block or hook on top of that left-hand side. Again, you want those slippery knees to stay where I left, stay where I left them, stay where you left them, and lengthen out the spine. Notice I can do this twist with a rounded spine. Or I can lengthen out and try to extend my butt bones back. That's what I'm looking for. Inhale and exhale. Nice, bring it back to center and all the way up to standing. Balance on your left foot, lift up your right. I'm just vibing real quick to 9 Inch Nails. It's gonna get me through this. One inhale. Exhale, release your hands, big step back. You're in your high lunge. You did it. Take your breath in. Exhale, let's take a hamstring stretch. Hands come back to the ground, lengthen out through your left leg. Nicely done. Let's rebend back into your front knee, reach both arms up. And then open up into your warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Oof. Exhale, side angle. Elbow can go onto the thigh, right arm high, or maybe you made your way down. Now let's get into this bind. Internal rotation on the top. Internal rotation on the bottom for those full binds. Know that you can stick with the half. If you're in the full, I want you to lean up against that thigh and try to keep rotating the chest up to the sky. I love when I make Dr. Seuss cues like that. I know the thighs are killing. We've got 3. We've got 2. Let's bring it back to warrior 2. Press through the left leg. Pivot yourself to the front. I'm giving you 2 options. You can do the Cossack squat again. If that was just a little too much, you feel like, one is good. You want to bring it back to those like halfway lift ones. Cool. Or if you're looking for a challenge, we're going to try to get all the way to Skandasana. So here we need 2 turned out legs because we're trying to go for depth. I've got my right heel on the ground. If your heel pops up, it's not the end of the world, but we want to try to work heels down. And then we head to the other side. We've got about 15 more seconds. Last 3. Breathe. And make your way to the front. Turn and pivot. Exit the same way you did on the other side, stepping back. Or if you tried standing split hop back, love it. Upward facing and downward facing dog. All right, optional break time. You can stay in your down dog, drop down to your forearms. You can take it into child's pose. Or if you're looking to do some upside down time, you can absolutely practice handstand hops. You can practice forearm stand. All those things are available. Especially if you're looking for something cardiovascular. Holy shit. Handstand hops are the way to go. I like to practice hops into tuck. Yeah. You can even try straight leg hops. Kind of surprised I held that for as long as I did. So any of those are going to get your heart beating. If you're working your forearm stand, I don't love hopping into those. I prefer to take that like single leg and lean into it entry. I know that you can also do these up against a wall, which is why I was like, hey, use a wall if you want to use a wall. Yeah? So just making sure you are secure. Lift, lean, catch the balance, and push back through the shoulders. Yeah. And if you're just on the ground having popcorn while we wait, cool. I'll give you all we'll do 10 more seconds. I'm gonna stop moving so that I can talk. All right, last 5. You guys are doing great. 3, 2, nice, last 1. Great. If you're already having a seat, stay. If you were hopping around like a crazy person, take a seat. We're gonna go through our final shape. We're gonna try to get into birds of paradise today. I'm gonna show you a breakdown while you are resting, okay? So, birds requires you to have a full bind. If you do not have a full bind where you can comfortably have your arm around a leg, then I want you to grab a strap or a t-shirt or something, or you can just omit the transition altogether, yeah? All right, so birds, again, just gonna show you first. Stepping forwards, I've got my bind. Boom, 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 boom. I'm gonna lean forward into my right foot, step my left foot to the front, and I'm gonna shift weight into my left leg. Bring this leg with you as you come up to standing. And to me, the most important thing before you start even thinking about straightening out this right leg is finding something to spot. Because if you start hopping around and you're trying to hold on to your leg, which could happen even if you are spotting, it can just get a little discouraging. So find your spot, lengthen everything out, then see if you can go for a leg straighten, yeah? I'll do it from the other side so that we got 2 views. So again, wrap, wrap, wrap. Step, shift, come up to standing. Again, before any left leg shit goes down, just have your spot. Okay, now I got my spot. Think about bottom leg going tall as you take this left leg long. Very challenging. Yeah? Very tough. Want to give it a go? Want to try it out? Cool. So I want to entree from down dog first, okay? So go to your down dog. I promise I'll leave you alone in like 5 minutes. Downward facing dog, let's get it. You guys got this. Woo! All right, lift up your right leg, open up your hip. Same thing, you can lower left forearm down, yada, yada, yada. And then lengthen everything out. Go knee to nose, let's just go 1 time. Step through. Nice. Inhale, rise up into your high crescent. Exhale, take it into your hamstring stretch. Rebend into your front knee, back up into your high crest, and move into your warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle, prep for birds. Wrap, 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 grab your strap. Again, I'm rhyming. Hop the left foot forward. Both of your feet are gonna face the front. Shift your weight. Work up towards standing. See if you can straighten out through that right leg and keep your left leg straight at the same time. 3, 2, and 1. Let's bring it back down. See if you can maintain that bind as you step your left foot back. Nicely done. Release. Probably your leg wants a little straightener after that. At least I want to right now. I'm kind of taking a half-ass triangle real quick. And then let's rebend, square off. Same thing, high to mid. Upward. And downward. Left leg, open up hip. Same thing, elbows can drop. Square off, knee to nose. Step through, you're just going one time. You did the hard part already. Rise up into your high crescent. I was getting ahead of myself. And exhale, hamstring stretch, pull it on back. Rebend, rise up. I was doing it again. Open up into your warrior two. Reverse, and side angle. Prep for your birds, wrap it up, and make your way to the front. Shift your weight. Once you got it, breathe and focus. Make your way down. See if you can keep that bind as you step back. Release. Again, I took that kind of lazy triangle pose. And then let's make your way back to the front. Your exit of choice. Upward facing. Your last one. Downward facing dog. Nice. Let's make your way to the front into a malasana. You can hop your way there. Nicely done, everybody. You survived the gauntlet. Take a little breath. Resetting. And then we'll take your hips down to the ground. I want you to lengthen out through your legs. Walk your hands back and lift up your chest. Nicely done, everyone. Get a little contraction into your core here. See that you can balance with both of your arms in front of you, and then slowly roll your way down, one backbone at a time. In this moment, I want you to assess your body and see if there's any things that I missed that you need. Another twist. A happy baby. Sometimes shoulder stands or more back bends feel like the answer, but you know what that answer is. And then we'll settle into our last shape here together for a brief meditation moment. I want your breaths to just find a natural rhythm and pattern. We'll take 5 more breaths here. And when you finish off your last one, I want the breath after that to enable your limbs to stretch out to all 4 corners of your mat. Make a big X, arc your back, spread everything out. And then with your exhale, gather everything in, bringing you into a tiny little ball on your mat. And give yourself a little squeeze of gratitude, recognizing that you made it from point A to point B. You got to the end of class. And you should be really proud of yourself for that, for even just showing up today. Friends, it is an honor to teach you. Thank you so much. I had a grand plan and ran out of time. But we did so good. We did so good. I know I'm definitely feeling a lot better. Oh, I'm like, let me get closer over here. Now I can finally free my hair. I feel like I could lose 10 pins in my hair if I needed to. Oh, there's another one. Just got to shake it out and find them. You guys kicked ass today. Hope you feel fucking strong right now. Because that was some tough shit. Yay! I agree, Jelena. Oh, thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, thank you. I know I'm definitely ready for breakfast after that. Oh, thank you, Jen. That makes me so happy. Yes. Thank you, Jessica. So next week, I am flying out, but not till 7:30 at night, so we will still have class. The week after that, we will not have this class because I will be teaching those workshops. So if you're in town and you still want to come take class, come to class. Thank you, Miss Shayla. Adore you. Also, I just want to mention, Shayla, because you are a Lulu person, these are like my new favorite Lululemon leggings. Like the stirrups I just want to live in stirrup pants. Ugh. And I'm very late to the game, but the cloud bras too. Yeah. My boobies don't want anything else anymore. I just want to be hugged. I want my boobies hugged by a cloud bra. Oh, thank you, Nicolette. Send my best to the crazy kitten. I know kittenhood is always tough, but they seem to grow up very quick. Maybe the kitten will turn into an old lady like mine, but an old lady at her adult years. Yes! Fabric is so yum, so buttery soft. One of my faves. Oh. Quick reminder also, because we still have some online classes this week. We'll have beginners class on Thursday. I know I have not reposted that yet because my Adobe Premiere was giving me some issues, but it finally rendered. I promise I'll post it up tomorrow. And I'll also render and edit Friday's class from last week. Also, I will release that, I promise. But this Friday we have bar class. So 5:00 p.m. for my West Coasters, 8:00 p.m. for my East Coasters. And once we get through this month and past Halloween, I'm going to tweak the schedule just a little bit, mainly the night classes. This one is going to stay a permanent fixture. Also the Thursday beginners class, permanent fixture, but I'm going to tweak the theme classes. I want to add in some yin stuff because seasonally training is the best for me because we are cyclical creatures, even though the current world does not necessarily support that all the time. So I'm going to be shifting things a little bit. I'll be putting out a little bit of a poll on Patreon to kind of see what everybody's temperature is about new classes, new times, as we go through fall and winter before spring. Belly dance. Oh man, Nicolette, I feel so out of practice. I don't feel like I can do it with, as you know, maybe it's just because I'm a perfectionist, but I'm just so out of practice. You're like, exactly, it will force you to practice. Maybe I will, but I got to get a mirror in here. That's what I need if we're going to do that. All right, you've given me a lot to think about, everybody. I am going to go eat breakfast, lunch. And if I don't see you this Thursday for beginners or this Friday for Goth Bar, then I will see you next Monday. Same time, same station. I love you all so much. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your Monday and your week. And I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.